In this video, we're counting down the top 4 most valuable state quarter-dollar coins, diving into the fascinating stories behind them, and revealing what makes them so rare and sought after. First up, the 2015 Saratoga State Quarter is one of the final coins released in the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series launched in 2010 by the United States Mint to honor national parks and sites in each state and territory. This specific quarter was the 5th and final release of the 2015 set, representing the state of New York. It commemorates the pivotal Saratoga National Historical Park, which preserves the site of the Battle of Saratoga, one of the most significant battles of the American Revolutionary War. This coin holds a deep historical significance as the Battle of Saratoga, fought in 1777, marked a turning point in the war. It was here that American forces defeated the British Army, led by General John Burgoyne, which led to his surrender. That victory gave France the confidence to officially enter the war as an ally to the American colonies, a move that changed the tide of history. To honor this critical event, the quarter's reverse side features a powerful image symbolizing the surrender. It shows a close-up of the moment a British officer hands over his sword to an American Continental Army officer. The inscription, "British Surrender 1777, is elegantly placed to reinforce the historical narrative, alongside the words Saratoga, New York, 2015, and E Pluribus Unum. The designer of the reverse is artist Barbara Fox, and the sculptor was Renata Gordon. The coin's obverse features the familiar image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan and used across all state and America, the Beautiful Quarters. The quarter was minted in 3 main locations: Philadelphia, marked with a P, Denver, marked with a D, and San Francisco, marked with an S. Circulation strikes came from Philadelphia and Denver, while proof and silver-proof versions were produced at the San Francisco Mint. While the Saratoga quarter was minted in large numbers for general circulation, it is highly regarded for its historical subject and clean, symbolic design. In terms of value, most Saratoga quarters you'll find in circulation today are worth their face value, 25 cents, especially if they're worn or lightly circulated. However, uncirculated examples, especially in mint state grades like MS-65 or higher, can command slightly more from collectors. An MS-65 Saratoga quarter from the Philadelphia or Denver Mint may sell for around $1 to $5, depending on the market and demand. However, coins in MS-67 or MS-68 condition have been auctioned for higher amounts, some reaching $30 to $100 or more, particularly if they're graded and certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. Next up, the Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial Quarter was released in 2013 as part of the United States Mint's America, the Beautiful Quarters program. This coin represents the state of Ohio and commemorates a monument of both historical and symbolic importance, the Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial, located at Put-in Bay on South Bass Island in Lake Erie. The memorial was established to honor Commodore Oliver Hazard, Perry's decisive naval victory over the British during the War of 1812, and to celebrate the long-standing peace between the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada that followed. The War of 1812 is often referred to as America's Second War for Independence, and one of its most critical moments occurred on Lake Erie. In September 1813, Commodore Perry led American naval forces against the British fleet and emerged victorious despite heavy odds. His famous dispatch after the battle, "We have met the enemy, and they are ours," became a celebrated phrase in American military history. The memorial itself, a towering Doric column that stands 352 feet high, was completed in 1915 and remains one of the tallest monuments in the United States. It serves not only as a tribute to those who fought, but also as a symbol of lasting peace and diplomatic friendship. The reverse of the Perry's Victory Quarter, designed by artist Don Everhart and sculpted by Joseph Mena, features a striking image of the memorial itself rising in the background, while a statue of Commodore Perry stands in the foreground, symbolizing leadership, courage, and remembrance. The inscriptions include Perry's Victory, Ohio, the year 2013, and E Pluribus Unum. The obverse, like all quarters in the series, features the familiar portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. This quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, with a P mint mark, Denver, marked D, and San Francisco, marked S. Circulation strikes came from Philadelphia and Denver, while proof and silver-proof versions were produced in San Francisco. Total mintage figures are moderate, with over 131 million coins from Philadelphia and more than 107 million from Denver, making it relatively easy to find in circulation. The San Francisco Mint produced lower quantities for collectors, including both clad and silver-proof coins with mirror-like finishes and frosted details. In terms of value, most Perry's Victory Quarters found in pocket change are worth face value, 25 cents, especially if they are worn or circulated. However, uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS 65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can be worth a bit more to collectors. A high-grade example from either the Philadelphia or Denver Mint in MS 67 or MS 68 condition can fetch anywhere from $10 to $50 or more, depending on quality and market demand. Next up, the 2020 Weir Farm National Historic Site Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, honors Connecticut's contribution to American art. Weir Farm, located in Ridgefield and Wilton, was the home and studio of American Impressionist painter Julian Alden Weir. The site became a National Historic Site in 1990 and was redesignated as a National Historical Park in 2021. The quarter's reverse, designed by Justin Kuntz and sculpted by Phoebe Hemphill, depicts an artist painting en plein air outside Weir's studio, with the inscription, "A National Park for Art," highlighting the site's artistic legacy. The obverse features the restored 1932 portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan. The coin was minted in Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, San Francisco, S, and West Point, W. The W mint mark coins, bearing the special V75 privy mark, were released to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II. With a limited mintage of 2 million. In terms of value, circulated P and D mint mark coins are generally worth face value. Uncirculated examples may fetch a premium, with prices varying based on condition. The W mint mark coins are more sought after. Uncirculated examples can range from $5 to $30, while higher-grade specimens, such as those graded MS 60, MS 67, have sold for over $700. Proof and silver-proof versions from the San Francisco Mint also carry premiums, with silver proofs valued around $18 or more. Collectors value the Weir Farm Quarter for its artistic theme, historical significance, and the unique W mint mark variants. Next up, the 2001 New York State Quarter was the third coin released in the U.S. Mint's ambitious 50 State Quarters program. This program began in 1999 and aimed to celebrate each of the 50 U.S. states with its own unique quarter design. New York's coin was officially released on January 2, 2001, making it one of the early entries in the decade-long program. Designed by John Mercanti, the obverse, or front, of the coin features the familiar profile of George Washington, the first President of the United States. This portrait is the standard obverse design used on all quarters in the series. Around Washington's head, you will see the inscriptions: United States of America at the top, Liberty on the left, In God We Trust on the right, and the denomination $quarter at the bottom. Below Washington's neck is the mint mark, either P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco, depending on where the coin was minted. The reverse of the New York quarter is where things get interesting. The design celebrates New York's status as the gateway to freedom, prominently featuring the Statue of Liberty in the foreground. Behind Lady Liberty, there's an outline of the state of New York, and overlaid across that are lines representing the Hudson River and the Erie Canal, two waterways that played major roles in New York's economic and social development. To the right, you'll find a star, pinpointing the location of New York City. The words "Gateway to Freedom" are inscribed proudly across the coin. At the top of the reverse side, it reads, New York, 1788, the year New York became a state. At the bottom, you'll find the year of minting, 2001, and the phrase "E pluribus unum," which means out of many, one. This design was selected through a statewide competition, and it reflects New York's rich heritage as an entry point for millions of immigrants, particularly through Ellis Island. The Statue of Liberty, a gift from France, stands as a symbol of hope, liberty, and opportunity, a fitting choice for a state known for its diversity and cultural impact. Now let's talk about the mintage numbers. The Philadelphia Mint produced around 655 million of these coins, while the Denver Mint struck about 619 million. These massive production numbers make the coin relatively common in circulated condition. So if you find one in your change, it's not necessarily rare, but that doesn't mean it isn't valuable under the right circumstances. There was also a limited number of proof versions produced by the San Francisco Mint. These include both clad proofs and silver proofs. The clad proof versions were struck for collectors and have a mirror-like finish, with a mintage of around 3 million. The silver proof versions were struck on 90% silver planchets and had a slightly lower mintage of just under 900,000. These silver proof coins are highly prized by collectors and typically command higher values. Now let's dive into coin values. For circulated 2001 New York quarters from the Philadelphia or Denver mints, the value is generally face value, 25 cents, unless the coin is in exceptionally high grade, such as Mint State 65 or higher. In MS 65 condition, a 2001P or 2001D New York quarter is worth about $1 to $2. But if it's graded MS 67 or above, it could be worth $30 or more, depending on demand and market trends. The real value comes from proof versions and error coins. A clad proof in perfect condition can sell for $3 to $6, while a silver proof can be worth $10 to $20, depending on silver prices and coin quality.